Welcome to another episode of Cool Cats of History. Today, we're whisking you back to the 19th century, to the hallowed halls of the White House, where whiskers of a different kind left their mark on history. Yes, you guessed it, we're talking about none other than President Abraham Lincoln and his beloved cats, Tabby and Dixie. Our tale begins with a rather unpresidential scene. Imagine, if you will, the dignified Secretary of State William Seward transforming into a feline delivery service. He walks into the White House cradling 2 bundles of fur and says to Lincoln, "Mr. President, meet your new chief mousers, Tabby and Dixie." And just like that, Lincoln became a proud cat dad, or should I say, the commander in whiskers. Now, President Lincoln wasn't one to meow around. These cats weren't just White House residents, but his pampered pals. Picture this, a lavish state dinner with dignitaries and diplomats, and Lincoln casually feeds Tabby from his gold-plated presidential fork. When his wife, Mary Todd, expressed her dismay, Lincoln replied with his trademark wit, "If it's good enough for Buchanan, it's good enough for Tabby and Dixie." Lincoln's affinity for his 2 cats was more than just play. He'd have these late-night chats with Tabby and Dixie, discussing matters of state, or perhaps the best catnapping spots. He jokingly declared to his wife, "Dixie is smarter than my entire cabinet." Lincoln's compassion extended beyond cats to dogs as well. Fido was a mixed-breed dog with floppy ears and a yellowish coat. When fireworks and cannons announced Abraham Lincoln's victory in the presidential election 1860, poor Fido was terrified. The Lincolns were worried that the long train trip to Washington, D.C. in 1861, combined with loud noises, would terrify Fido. John and Frank Roll, 2 neighborhood boys, promised to care for Fido. Lincoln made them promise to let Fido inside the house whenever he scratched at the front door, never scolded Fido for entering the house with muddy paws, and fed him if he came to the dinner table. Lincoln's concern for Fido's well-being showed his deep affection for his animal companions. But Lincoln's love wasn't limited to just his pets. His heart was as big as a stovepipe hat when it came to all creatures. During the Civil War, Lincoln found himself comforting a litter of stray kittens during the siege of Petersburg. Friend Joshua F. Speed also recalled a trip with Lincoln in 1839. "We were riding along a country road, some distance apart, Lincoln and John. J. Hardin is behind us. We stopped to water our horses when Hardin came up and asked where Lincoln was. He replied, 'When I last saw him, he had caught 2 little birds which the wind had blown from their nest, and he was looking for it.' Lincoln found the nest and returned the birds, saying, 'I could not have slept tonight without giving those 2 little birds back to their mother.'" This story highlights Lincoln's profound empathy and kindness towards all creatures, great and small. So there you have it, the tale of Abraham Lincoln, a president whose heart was as big as his legacy, a man who found wisdom and solace in the company of his 2 cats. Leave a comment below about your beloved pets. And remember, the cool cats and dogs of history, Tabby, Dixie, Fido, and President Abraham Lincoln, who believed in the power of our furry friendships. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another episode of Cool Cats of History.